Welcome to my latest episode of Weekly Insights with Joanie, and the slides and material for this series are based on edited excerpts from my brand new online course, Drive Through, Make It Your Own, available on udemy.com. And this episode is the second of the 5-part series where we're talking about how to break free of your inner critic. And what we're going to talk about in this episode is a bit like pulling back the drapes and seeing how your inner critic covertly directs your life. Following your inner critic during earlier stages of your life may have made sense. There were threats to your well-being that you had little control over. As an adult, when much of these threats and fears are no longer valid, this aggressive form of inner protectiveness is now a hindrance to initiating positive change. To confidently drive through life on your own terms, it is necessary to rehabilitate the inner critic. This does not mean you don't listen to what your inner critic is saying. It means you stop buying into its suggestions or ideas about who you truly are and what constitutes your power to change any area of your life. So, let's look at the ways that your inner critic is very sneaky and tries to control your life. Often referred to as the negative interject, the inner critic hides in the shadows of your mind. It is keenly aware of your desires and fears and the often unseen and delicate balance between them. The inner critic is adept at carefully authoring your life experiences while it weaves its way through the contents of your emotional baggage. Your inner critic speaks on behalf of all limiting beliefs that make up the contents of your emotional baggage. This ranges from unconscious programs and societal conditioning to the lingering echoes of traumatic events that have piled up over the years. The inner critic is also highly adept at using positive experiences and even healthy beliefs against you. It does this in a myriad of sneaky ways. One way your inner critic keeps you stuck at a specific level of conscious awareness is it provides a false sense of freedom, making you believe you are now in control of your life. It also uses your material success to convince you that your emotional baggage is cleared and emptied of negative limiting beliefs. It does this by overinflating your skills and success in one area of your life. Using this as evidence that you are in control of your life, it creates a wall of resistance to further inner work. As we go through these slides about what the real interaction is between you and your inner critic, this gives you an opportunity in other times in your life, especially when you're on automatic pilot, putting on makeup, driving, to tune in and listen to what your inner critic is saying to you. And you will see how it is directing problems and solutions in your everyday life. Your inner critic allows for personal development and even temporary removal of excessive weight from your emotional baggage. But it is careful to maintain an outside-in approach to your perceived problems and solutions. The way this works is your inner critic will take even the smallest remaining shred of doubt, fear, unworthiness, and resentment or difficulty and project it outside of you. An example is how your inner critic produces uncomfortable experiences that involve other people. It takes you to believe the solution to your uncomfortableness is someone else's responsibility. The inner critic also gets you to take on problems of other people as a means to relate to them. Another way your inner critic controls you is in its manipulation, use of words, tones, and multiple voices. Some of these voices can be those of your parents, family members, friends, romantic partners, teachers, and coworkers. In fact, the use of different voices tends to spring up when you want to make a positive change to your life only to find yourself seemingly stuck. Yes, now let's look at how your inner critic actually controls your life. And we've been saying that we pulled back the curtain. So we're going to go through some other ways, which will give you the opportunity to listen to yourself more clearly and go, aha, I do hear that voice. And it's actually my mother. And what she's saying is not correct now. So that's the goal, is to be aware of what you say to yourself. The inner critic also keeps you in a codependent relationship with it. For example, one moment your inner critic appears as your advisor, keeping you safe and even helping you get what you want. The next moment, it turns against you, becoming your harshest critic. This back and forth inner dialogue stirs up endless dilemma, self-doubt, and adds to the already toxic effects of an unhealed trauma. Next, I'm going to go through 3 journal prompts with you, and this is going to help you really start feeling into what your own inner critic is saying to you. So please take the time to sit quietly and really digest and come up with these answers for yourself. Please create some time after this episode to journal your answers to the following. 1. How does your inner critic speak to you when things are going well in your life? 2. How does your inner critic speak to you when things are stressful and chaotic? And 3, what ways does your inner critic steer you away from unpacking your emotional baggage? Thank you so much for watching this episode and becoming more acquainted with your inner critic and what it is you say to yourself. So I want to thank you again and to suggest that if you're interested, please take a look at my new online course, Drive Through, Make It Your Own, on udemy.com. And to look at my other 2 courses, please look in the search box and type Joanie Marks. And until we meet again for the next episode, remember, every morning, look into your mirror and smile at yourself and say, I am my own best friend, for I came into this world to be myself. For that I came. Thank you and all my best.